Pittsburgh, I love you. I truly do. I've been a fan of yours for 2.5 decades. But why does it seem like we go through this every single damn year at the end of the year? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for the win. Mason Rudolph put on a hell of a show. I said it before, I'll say it again. Rudolph, with your arm so bright, won't you light up that defense tonight? And I'll be damned if he did. But yes, I'm going to say the same thing that the majority of Steelers are saying. Where in the hell was this performance in the last 3 or 4 weeks? And let's just throw stats and backup players and points out the window for just a minute. Because do you want to know what I saw for the first time in like 3 or 4 weeks? The Pittsburgh Steelers actually played like they cared. They played like they gave a damn. They played with heart and determination. And win, lose, or draw, that's what the hell we want to see. But now, on to the performance. The Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Mason Rudolph, put on a stellar performance. The best performance, arguably, all season. And you can even say the best performance in the last year or two. How ironic is it that Rudolph saved Christmas for the Steelers and possibly our season? But the story going into this one was George Pickens and his lack of heart. And he's been criticized in the media for the last 2 weeks. Oh, he's lazy. He has all this talent, but he's playing lackluster. He's playing like he doesn't care. And he said, all right, say less. I'm going to go on here and drop 150 plus yards and give you a couple of circuit catches and a touchdown. Congratulations, young man. You put on for Pittsburgh, and I'm proud of you. And I'll be the first to admit, I was worried going into this game, despite the fact that they didn't have Jamar Chase in this game. They only had T. Higgins and Joe Mixon. But we know what kind of games that Cincinnati Bengals plays because they're a division rival. We always beat the hell out of each other, all up and down the field. But yeah, I was worried because I'm like, man, Jake Browning has given this team a second win. We've seen what they can do, and I'm like, oh boy, with the way we've been playing in the last couple of weeks, I won't be surprised if they do the same thing to us. But this is our last home game of the season. We started Mason Rudolph from start to finish, and guess what? We took care of business, as we should. And our defense really needs no introduction because they've been carrying the workload for 90% of the season. And despite us being a little bit banged up, especially with our secondary looked pretty damn good. You can argue that our secondary has never looked better, especially this season, because we've made the mistake of blowing coverages, missing tackles, and dropping interceptions. And we forced 3 interceptions. The last time we did this was week 2, week 3, the beginning of the season. So yeah, we stepped up despite missing some key pieces, making Fitzpatrick get well soon. But yes, anyway, on to the next game. Now next week, we go on the road against the Seattle Seahawks. Pretty much a Super Bowl 40 rematch. This is damn near a Super Bowl for both teams because the Seahawks are in more or less the same positions we are, knocking on the door of a wild card berth. They need this game just as much as us. Hell, if not more. Well, I say we need it more because 1, I'm a fan, and 2, the competition in the AFC conference is a hell of a lot more stiff. But yeah, if we get to that quarterback, if we get to Drew Lock the same way our defense has, then we can make a game out of it. Now, the only other question is, do we go with Mason again? Or if Kenny Pickett is healthy, do we start him? Me personally, I think we go with Mason. I don't think we should start Kenny unless he is 110%. Mason played his ass off and he played with heart this game. And he said he hasn't had many reps or much time with our weapons. But hey, with the way he played today, you couldn't tell. But anyway, guys, sports fans, Steelers Nation, tell me what you guys think about this game. Do you see much more improvement going forward? Anyway, peace out and Merry Christmas.